The mysterious giant of Kandahar, allegedly captured and done away with by U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan. The Kandahar giant was a massive humanoid creature standing about 10 to 15 feet tall. American soldiers allegedly ran into him and put an end to him in Afghanistan. There's something about the human mind that loves strange and mysterious legends, especially those that involve monsters, giants, and other things that go bump in the night. Throughout history, there have been many tales told of strange, scary creatures lurking in isolated places around the world. But what if they were all true? There are countless stories of monsters from mythology, fairy tales, and local folklore from nearly every culture on Earth. In almost every case, these beings are exaggerated versions of a human, larger than life, with unnatural abilities or attributes about them that set them apart from typical men or women. Or so we think. What if these myths were not just stories, but real accounts of actual encounters with strange beings? There have been numerous reports over the years of giant humans roaming remote regions of the world. Some even claim to have seen one with their own eyes. In the 1980s, there was a period when the world was gripped by fear of nuclear war. The outbreak of the Iran-Iraq War and the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan all added to the sense that Armageddon could just be around the corner. At this time, there was a strange giant who was said to have lived in a remote region of Kandahar. Stephen Quayle told the story of the popular American paranormal radio station Coast to Coast in 2002. For over 30 years, he's been investigating ancient civilizations, giants, UFOs, and biological warfare. According to him, the U.S. government classified the entire incident and kept it hidden from the public for a long time. So it all started when a detachment of American soldiers did not return from a mission one day during the U.S. Operation Afghanistan. They attempted to contact them via radio, but no one responded. In response, a Special Operations Task Force was sent into the desert with the task of finding and recovering the missing unit. It was assumed that the detachment could fall into a siege and the soldiers captured by the enemy. Arriving in the area where the missing detachment had left, the soldiers began to inspect the area and soon came across the entrance to a large cave. Some things were lying at the entrance to the cave, which upon closer inspection turned out to be the weapons and equipment of the missing detachment. The group was cautiously looking around the entrance to the cave when suddenly a gigantic person jumped out, taller than two ordinary people stacked on top of each other, they said. It was definitely a man with a tousled, shaggy red beard and red hair. He screamed in rage and rushed at the soldiers with his fists. The same retreated and began to shoot him with their 50 MBG Barrett rifles. And even with such massive firepower, it took the entire squad a full 30 seconds of continuous shelling of the giant to finally knock him to the ground. After he was finished, the SWAT team searched the inside of the cave and found their missing squad gnawed to the bone, as well as older human bones. The soldiers came to the conclusion that this was a man-eating giant and had been living in this cave for a long time, devouring passers-by. As for the giant's body, it weighed at least half a ton, 500 kilograms, and was then airlifted to the local military base and then sent to a larger aircraft. No one saw or heard from him of him after that. When the SWAT soldiers returned to the States, they were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements, and the entire incident was listed as classified. Skeptics have dismissed the story as fabricated and a mere hoax. In response, many people ask what kind of self-interest do they have in this particular story, if they lied, while others have suggested it's possible that these were mass hallucinations as a result of exposure to harmful radiation affecting the minds of soldiers or their consciousness. What do you think? This is on Collective Spark by Inhale Ancient Mysteries. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support. and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.